All right. I wanted to have a little bit of a smaller training today to see kind of, sometimes we get so, convoluted with the different teams, and you get a little bit comfortable and you can hide, and, my focus is on you guys, and whatever, pouring my time in, and our new and upcoming leaders, and our newer RVPs, all that stuff. So I wanted to have a meeting to kick off our second quarter, and more importantly April, and just kind of talk a little bit about a few changes that we're going to make, and just huddle up and talk shop, and talk about a couple things that are on our mind, and just get focused over the next quarter, which I'm very, very excited to do. I think as a team, especially in March, we had, some phenomenal things go on, and we will highlight those. So anyways, let me pull up my PowerPoint, and then we will get started. And like I said, if you can have your videos on, it's great. I'll try to make this interactive so we can talk a little bit. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. These slides are cool. I didn't know they had these animated effects in there. All right. So you hear this all the time, and I want to talk about this. It's not how much money you make. Finish this sentence. You can post to the chat, or if I unmute you. Keenan, it's not how much money you make, it's what?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
It's written right there. It's not how much money you make, it's what?
Freedom comes from overrides.
No, that's not the answer. If I say it's not how much money you make, how do you finish the sentence? All right, it's already strike two, man. Don't strike out. Okay, it's not how I want the training to start. All right, I'm gonna throw you a fastball right down the middle. Hit it out of the park. It's not how much money you make. It's what? Have you heard this before? You never heard this?
It's how you make your money.
That's how you make your money. Did you read the chat?
I did.
Okay, that's good. Someone helped you.
I appreciate that.
What does that mean?
To me, personally, it's all about the avenue. There's a million and one ways to make money, but it's all about what you're doing, how passionate you are about it, and how efficient you are.
All right, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Look, you gotta, you do have to feel great about what you're doing. You got to get really, there are a lot of ways to make money. Okay. I wouldn't say number one is the passion for me, but it's 1A. It's up there. For me, it's how much money do you make when you're not working? What's the opportunity for freedom, for passive income, for residual income? How are you making it? Which, yes, Keenan, how are you making it? Are you helping people? Are you hurting people? Are you slaving away for money? Are you doing something meaningful? Are you impacting people's lives? Is it challenging? Is it positive? Yeah. It's how you make your money is also, do you got to work forever for it? Keenan, how old are you?
I turned 23 in a few days.
Okay. So I started this when I was 23. and I didn't know how old you were when I asked, okay, but I knew it was young. I started when I was 23. That's when I started. I had just gotten out of college. I was working in corporate America for a year, and I was in corporate America for 1 year, and I was about to go nuts. I was so miserable. I did not, it was so dark and bleak, my future. And for me, this is the life I wanted. And I know I'm, a dinosaur compared to you, right? At 41. But I've been free for 9 years, man. Almost 10, 11, 12. I know I'm from a family, especially my wife's side, they make a lot of money. Doctors, lawyers, surgeons, maybe not surgeons, cardiologists. I mean, very well respected, unbelievable at what they do. But it's not always just how much you make, it's how. It's how are you doing it? And if I told you, okay, I started at 23, for 9 years, I busted it and I busted it. And then you could be free forever. Your business could be inflation proof, recession proof, pandemic proof. I've seen us go through the aftermath of a .com crash. I've seen us go through a mortgage bubble in real estate. I've seen us go through a pandemic, and my business has grown every year. So remember why you're fighting and why you're doing this, right? This is not just for trinkets, man. It's not for a gold watch. It's not for a trophy. It's not for recognition. It's for total financial freedom. Passive income, residual income, big income, which is the holy grail. Nobody has it. Nobody has it. I know a lot of people, they make, not a lot, but I know people that make $200,000-$300,000 a year. They work 5-6 days a week, 12 hours a day. They don't have my life. Now, freedom comes from overrides. And overrides come from a team that is working, producing, writing business. And teaching people how to make $1,000 a month. I had 2 people last month that make over 20,000. I had a bunch of people make 10,000 or more. I think we had over $100,000 payroll last month. If not more, I'll check the numbers when they, right? By teaching other people how to make money, I've made more money. Think about that. That's insane. Not as a normal corporate structure where if people make less, you make more. Now, I'm going to talk about some prospecting things that we're going to do. And mainly we're going to continue our webinars, and we're going to continue using this animated video for some of us that want to use it. And I'm going to talk about it. But, one thing that we need to make an adjustment on is we really have to get our recruiting numbers up. We have to do the work and start recruiting, and why are you doing it? So you can get totally free. So you can have a business, you can have a base shop, you can win the trips, you can get recognition, but ultimately so you can get absolutely financially free. You can lead a team, you can be in sales management, all those things, but you can have total financial freedom. So, in terms of our prospecting, I wanted to go over some things, okay? What doesn't change? If you work the numbers in the right market, you will get better results. Okay, if you work the numbers in the right market, you will get better results. Number one is the numbers. Okay, and we're going to go over some numbers in a little bit, but in our business, unfortunately, people become very general when they talk about what they do. What's up? How are you?
Hey,
How you
I'm
doing?
good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
All right. So when I say, and you're not going to know this answer, okay? So your guess is just going to be a
Okay.
guess. It's probably going to be comic relief for me and the entire team. All right. So I just want to know, I want you to know that. But I want to lead you here because you're one of our new upcoming superstars that's putting in activity every single day. And I see you and I'm proud of you. And I mean that sincerely and genuinely. It's not easy to get up and go to work every day. Okay. Most people in this country are very lazy. Okay. And I want you to understand this too, right? Like I worked a job and I went to work every day at my job. I was still lazy. I want everybody to understand that. Okay. Like I still was a lazy, gluttonous person. Okay. I still wanted something for nothing. I took every shortcut imaginable and I complained and I moaned every day. But to have a good attitude, call people, try to recruit them, and whatever you're doing, that takes hard work, right? What's hard work? 853. I saw and look, man, I get it. That, the mailman, how hard is it to deliver the mail every single day? Yeah, you're working, you're spending time, but it ain't hard work. That's 8531 is hard work. Booking 15 interviews a day is hard work. Doing 3 to 5 follow-ups a day is hard work. Following up with clients is hard work. That's why we get paid what we get paid. I want everybody to understand that. So if I say that people are very general with their numbers, do you know what I'm talking about? And it's okay if you don't.
I would assume you mean they like to be specific about what they're paying for, what they're getting.
Okay, so if I say this to you, you tell me what's wrong with this. Okay. I called a lot of people today. What's wrong with that statement?
It's not specific enough.
What do you mean?
It sounds
like I said that to you, you're coaching me. How do you coach me? What do you say to me? Okay, I'm going to give you 2 statements.
I would be specific. I'm going to
give you 2 statements. I called a lot of people today and nobody called me back. What's wrong with that statement?
It's too ambiguous. How many?
Yes. Thank you.
That's why I said I need you to be specific.
Quantify it. How many people is a lot? 2? 7? 11? What's nobody? Like literally 0? And my kids do this all the time, but they're children. I understand it. How many pages did you read? I read a lot. I already know some bullshit's coming out after that. I already know. If they don't give me a number, I already know. Am I right, Thomas? If I say, hey, how many chapters did you finish? No, I read. I already know, man. I already know. It's done. Like, that's why look, this is the life of an entrepreneur, a business owner, man. We work in deadlines and numbers, not generalities. I called a lot of people. I don't even know what that means. It's better you say, I called 10 people, I called 20 people, I called 50 people, 7 messages, voicemails, this, that, because when you start working in generalities, right, that's what happens. Your life becomes so fluid that you don't really know if you worked hard. There's nothing to track. And here's the thing. I'm going to give you some things that if you do this, and here's the awesome thing today about today's training. Understand the power of 90 days. In the next 90 days, you literally could change your life if you do some of the things I'm going to talk about today. That if you did these things, your life could change. Your business could change. Just for 90 days. 90 days, very powerful. So, when we start talking numbers, we write this down. You got to quantify what you're doing. When people invest, they know how much a share is, what the valuation of the company is, what the return on investment is, right? You got to know that with your work. How many webinars did you book? How many animated videos did you send out? How many KTs did you book? How many pages you read? How many Facebook messages did you send? How many responses did you get? And so you can start talking like a business person. 2, the market. Look, you still got to work in the right market. All right. You try to recruit somebody that has no ambition, no drive, no goals, no dreams, is like a gust of wind, can be blown in any different direction, has no sticking power to anything in the world. Hold on. Tell my kids to be quiet. All right, sorry about that. You gotta recruit people that are in the right market. You got to prospect people that are in the right market. You got to do qualified meetings, people that have a job, people that have an income, people that have young children, people that have a 401k, people that have heard of the concept of insurance, even if they don't have it. These are like, you do a bunch of appointments with the wrong people, you're going to get frustrated. You try to prospect down, you're going to get frustrated. And then 3, credibility. If you recruit somebody and they don't have a friend, they're not a great recruit. Okay. Even if they say all the right things, they look the right way, they have no credibility. And I didn't have much credibility, but I had some credibility. You got to have people that can take you to see people and put you in front of people. And time is the biggest factor. What do I mean by that? I always talk about something called the Law of Diminishing Intent. I always question Val. I always ask her about her recruiting process because she has it down for the most part. She recruits people every month, and obviously, she has district and below, been one of the perennial top turnout winners. And I always say, okay, when do you call them? When do you follow up with them? When do you set the follow up? And she has a time. She knows, right? It's not, she calls them, she sets the follow-up right. Why? Because diminishing intent. People's intentions fade. Their excitement goes away. So if you don't follow up and you're not quick with people, if you're not going on carrybacks within 2 to 5 days maximum, if not 1 to 3 days, you're going to lose the client. If you don't do orientations right away, build lists, do the second parts right away, get them out in the field right away, you have no sense of urgency, of course people are going to quit. You're doing all the wrong things. All of them. And that's not going to work. Now, one thing we're going to be implementing, and I'm really excited about this, is we're starting a new recognition program that we are going to do every single day. Okay. And it's going to be called Win the Day. We got this from my friend, Jackie Ashford. And she got it from a $1 Million Earner. And we are going to copy it and use it and run with it and systematize it. And this is going to revolutionize our business. So with our virtual environment and for where we are in Northern Virginia and the DC metro area, some things are starting to open back up. Okay. And I'm going to be going to an office in the next day or two to look at, our old office in Tyson's got a new conference room and stuff like that. So we're even going to be looking at maybe doing some sort of smaller meetings, obviously safety, all that stuff. And we're not going to make it mandatory for anybody to come, but some people may have gotten vaccinated, whatever it is, and they want to do a meeting in person. And, we'll still offer Zoom meetings because we have a lot of people out of state and people that may not feel comfortable doing meetings, but things are starting to open back up. I know some of you guys are meeting with people individually, you're meeting with clients, you're delivering policies, getting signatures, doing paperwork. So how are we going to micromanage everybody? And micromanage may be a bad word, but how are we going to manage our activity? We're going to use something called Win the Day. Okay. And I'm going to give you some targets and think about winning versus losing. Okay. We're talking about you won, you had a victory, you beat your opponent, which is you. Okay. These things are not supposed to be easy. Like I said, I'm going to give you some things that if you do them every day, every week, every month, over the next 3 months, your income will be bigger, your business will be bigger, right? So I don't want to give you things that are false targets, where if you do them, you still won't grow. That's not what we do here. That's called a head fake. And there's no head fakes. Head fakes don't work here. Okay? So here's how you win the day, which we will be tracking. You win the day, number one, if you get a life app or a recruit. Okay, so if you get a life application or a recruit, that's it, you won. Okay? Victory, you've won the day. Or we have some activity options, and this is what I want you guys to really pay attention to. If you hit 2 of these, you've won the day. Okay. Now look, some of you may want to hit all 6, hit 3 or 4. 2 is the minimum. Okay. So here are our 6 activity things. You do 1 qualified meeting. Okay. That doesn't mean you win the day, but you've checked 1 of the boxes and you got to check 2. You set 5 qualified meetings. You book 10 webinars. Okay, that should say 10 webinars, but you've booked 10 new webinars. you send 10 animated videos. Now, you don't blast 10, you don't post it on your Instagram, you don't spam 10. I reach out to Hi and I say, hi, you know, my financial company is expanding. I message him on whatever platform I message him on, or he's at somebody's top 25 list. And I use the, if I send you a video, would you watch it? He says yes. And I send 10 out like that. I have some dialogue and I send 10 videos out. You do 2 follow-ups on Zoom, not phone, on Zoom, 2 Zoom follow-ups with people that either watched the webinar or they saw the animated video, and you do a Zoom follow-up. And number 6, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, the animated video, after you're done with it, it gives an option of 3 options. One says, I'm not interested in the opportunity, but I'm interested in the products. Two says, I'm interested in starting part-time. And 3 says, I'm interested in starting part-time, but transitioning full-time. That 3 is called a hot prospect. And so if you do use this animated video, you will get a notification after they watch it, and they can click 1, 2, or 3. Now, I've sent the video out. I used it last month, sent it to a few people. A few people watched it, and some of them don't enter anything and they're not interested. I'll still call them. They say, oh, you know, it wasn't for me, which is fine. You didn't have to interview, right? I booked somebody to the webinar last night at 7 o'clock. I followed up with her. And she said, hey, great information. I'm not interested. And while that sucks, I'm not saying I was happy. I'm happy that I didn't have to interview that person and go through all the slides and do all that stuff. I interviewed them, and I can go and find somebody that's excited. So any 2 of these following: 1 qualified meeting, set 5 qualified meetings, book 10, send 10 videos, do 2 follow-ups, and get a hot prospect. Okay? Everything foundationally in our business is going to come from winning the day. Write that down. This is the foundation: winning your day. Now, so remember what I said. If you win the day, everything great is going to happen from that. Okay. So, you know, we'll be posting every single day to our base shop who's won the day, right? Because we're going to run with it. If you win the week, that means you win 5 of 7 days. Okay. You'll get free lunch. Okay. We'll do it on Zoom. We'll just eat, chat. It'll be whatever. I'll send you, you know, a $10 gift card, right? If you want to drink water and spend the $10, you got it, man. Whatever you want to do. I don't care what you do. All right. If you want to, you know, I don't care. Okay. Well, let me see. Times is tough. Maybe I'll give you $6. Okay. Maybe not 10. We'll see. I'll find some cheap. Is the dollar menu still out there? What is it? You get 1 burger. You get a junior cheeseburger from Wendy's. All right. Hi, you like Wendy's, or you like Burger King or Wendy's?
I like Wendy's.
You like Wendy's? What do you think, Thomas? He's like, anyways, all right. I knew you were gonna say that. So you get free lunch, okay? We'll just eat, talk shop, whatever we do. All right, 5 days out of the week. Now, if you win 3 weeks out of 4 weeks, you won the month. Okay, that means that you would what? You would win 15 days. Okay. And you'll win a book. Okay. I know I was thinking about a trophy or a plaque, and that's cool too. I love trophies. I love plaques. I got them all over the place. But I like books better. Just me personally, I feel a book can change your life. And reading is the secret to my success. Honestly, it really is. And the more I read, the better I do. The more I digest, the better person I am. Reading is just a key to my life. So anyways, you win 3 weeks out of 4 weeks, you win a book. Okay. And you won the month. Okay. And we'll be doing recognition. Our schedule works from Saturday to Friday night. Okay. So Saturday training is when we start. And you set 5 appointments on Saturday, which should be your goal. You're already halfway to winning the day. You get a life app, you won. You don't need to do any activity if you get a life app or a recruit. Okay. I don't want you to do that, but I'm just saying, so as we review this, are there any questions about how to win the day? Okay, you can unmute yourself if you have a question. Now, so Jen had a question about tracking. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm sure you and I will talk about it and how to track it. Obviously, a lot of this will be honor system and integrity, right? If you're doing the activity. Now, look, the videos I can see. The webinars we can see who's invited, right? Hot prospects we can see. We'll also see if you have appointments because they'll be posted and acuity and all that stuff. But obviously, look, I know I shouldn't have to say this. I will say it because, when I was in Florida, I moved to Florida and we had a scoreboard and we had a whiteboard. And this is a long time ago. We had a whiteboard and people would go and they write their activity and people would cheat. They would write up activity that they didn't have. And then it became a running joke, right? We'd say, oh man, look at Rich. We had a guy down there. Was his name? I think his name was Rich. I don't remember. His name was Rich. And be like, oh yeah, hey man, Rich just set 100 interviews. We'd laugh about it because he just was just so egregious with his cheating. Just like, dude, man, come on, man. Like, and then we started feeling bad for the guy. We're like, dude, is like, he ain't making no money. Nobody's coming to the office. He just wants us to be like, hey man, awesome job. You're number one on the whiteboard, right? And obviously, look, my dad would always tell me this. My mom would always tell me this in school. I never really understood it. It is true. They say, when you cheat, you only cheat yourself. And, it is true, right? I mean, who you become when you cut a corner, it always takes you more time. It always hurts you more. You might feel good for a second, but you compromise your character. And I don't want to get too deep on you. We're on honor system. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want this recognition to work. Our CEO, he said something at our last month's kickoff meeting at March. They were talking about life insurance. And he said, write good business. He goes, because the business you write affects our entire company's pricing. Think about that. right? That the rates of our insurance are directly correlated to quality of business. So, you know, if you want Primerica's rates to go down, you got to write better business. And as a group, if we, same thing with this, right? Like if everybody cheats, which I know we're not going to do, we're not a team of cheaters, right? Like I love to play cards, and, you know, people, oh, Shaq cheats. I never cheat. It's not fun. To me, it's not fun. It's not fun to cheat. It's like, if I'm playing a skill game, why would you cheat? I don't believe in that. But, you know, if someone's cheating, then, you know, it's going to ruin our incentive, and our incentive will mean less. It diminishes the integrity of our thing. Just do the work, because then you'll get results. And you see all the numbers here that you need to hit daily. You see what you need to do weekly. Free lunch, we'll eat together on Zoom, right? Just chat, talk, whatever, life, business, talk shop, whatever it is, right? Just for whatever, 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be long, right? You know, I know people are busy, and, you know, I'm busy too, whatever. But, you know, we get some time to talk about how the week went, what you have going on. Okay, win the month. You obviously would have won 3 weeks, so you've got 3 free lunches. With your RVP, who is me, a $500,000 earner, right? And you'll get a book. And I'm not saying that, look, I know you guys know me. You guys can always call me, but, you know, it's cool when it's, you know, something in a more serious setting. When I say serious, like you earned it, you worked for it, right? Like, you know, I cherish those times with people when I remember we used to do things, you know, we used to have a breakfast incentive every month at our old office, you know, my first office when I was a new rep. And we, you know, it was like, you know, there were two tiers of the winning, and you either got cereal or you got your my RVP. He'd make waffles and pancakes. He bought a little griddle and brought it to the office and did that. And, you know, you still won if you got cereal, but you had to smell the waffles and the pancakes and watch these people eat. And I remember I never wanted the cereal. And I want you to understand this. And I don't eat it anymore. I love cereal. You guys know that. I love cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you know, Fruit Loops with marshmallows, Lucky Charms. I love the glitteriest, most sugary cereal in the world. I love cereal, but it was just a form of recognition. No, you got to get the warm breakfast. That was and I'm telling you, I still remember that. You know, I've been in the business 17 years. I still remember those times. Like, oh man, I remember we'd clown you all week. If you got the cold breakfast, oh man, you got that cold ass food, oh, you know, and we make fun of you about it. And we'd rub it in, we'd eat the thing, we'd dip it in syrup and eat it. It'll be all hot. And like, oh man, this is so good. I don't even like pancakes and waffles, but we just do it just to tease our other teammates, right? Just to have fun, right? So have fun with it, be excited, win these things. They're important. And more importantly, we understand the metrics where if you do these things on a daily basis and a weekly basis and a monthly basis, after just a handful of months, you could totally transform your business. Totally transform your business. Okay, so let me talk about this animated video link that we've been using. Some of you guys know this and you've been using it. We had a trial run over the last month. I let some of you guys use it, and you know, some of you guys have been doing a good job. So our company, some leaders in our company, mainly some of my friends, Dean Francis, and they created an animated presentation. It's a video. It's narrated. It has moving pictures, and it talks about our company, our opportunity,